Hey everybody, welcome in. Kim with Lolly Doodle Studios here. Today we're going to just play around with, we're going to paint a Labubu, or maybe it's a Lafufu, I don't know. But I don't have a Labubu, but I know that they are extremely popular right now with the K-pop culture. So I have went ahead and did a sketch of one. So this is I'm in love. Like, if I could choose today, which one would I want? I'm gonna just get started painting while we talk. But I'm gonna use my paints from this set is my Mei set. I love the range of pinks in here. And I've got my fun little brush here from Fumui. If you're interested, I've linked all of these below in the description box. But my favorite, I guess, Labubu that I've seen is the little macaron set. Like, from what I see, they've come in their little sets, the little macaron set. And my favorite would have to be the lychee or the lychee berry. And if I'm saying that wrong, forgive me. I'm better at art than I am at pronouncing these things, right? So I figured I'd paint one of these up between myself and my daughter. I thought it would be cute. So we're gonna just use some shades of pink. I'm gonna try to keep from getting it all over the place, but we'll see how that goes. Just gonna fill this in with a very light wash of the pink, and I'm gonna go carefully around where my little, I guess these are monsters, right? So I want you to tell me below what, if you know what these are, which one is your favorite, and which one would you like to see me paint next, right? And then I also want to know, would you like to paint along with me? Because this will be one of the newest kits in my watercolor collection, coming soon. So you can check the information below for a link for that in the description box. So I'm just using a lot of water, right? I'm really watering down that pink, and I'm just working on filling my little monster's body in. You'll see where I'm leaving some white of the paper showing through. And I'm using this fun new brush, which I can get really good detail with, but it also holds a heck of a lot of paint and water for me, right? So just gonna get this filled in there pretty quickly. Because it's furry, you don't have to be worried too much about perfect straight lines, right? Because this is a little furry monster. So I'm gonna leave that really quickly to dry. Or actually, let me come up here and do my monster's ears. While I'm doing that, I just wanted to let you know, and thank you for watching today, but this is a collaboration with Jeannie's Palette. We have a playlist today, and it is an artist's, it's a common canvas, it's called, and we have a playlist going where you can get the information below as well, and it's all artist choice, so you can find the different artists making so many different things today, but you'll want to check that out, and the link for that is also below in the description box. Give Jeannie a follow, thank her, and make sure to watch all the videos in the playlist. You never know, you just might find your new favorite artist. So I'm just gonna hope that this is pretty dry, and I'm gonna skip that now, and I'm gonna come in here and just fill in the little face. So I have here, and this is why I like this set of paints. So I'm going to use the macaron colors out of this to paint my macaron Labubu or Lafufu Lychee Berry. So I'm gonna mix some of that over here and just add a little bit of extra water to that. I'm just gonna come over here. I'm gonna try to go really carefully around her face. You'll see here they have those pointy little teeth. So I want to let me work on getting that area above the smile. I can work pretty quickly there. And I can just pull that peach kind of fleshy color right on across. Leave some areas of white. That's what kind of gives you that really pretty watercolor effect. So I'm going to come in down here. We're going to work on filling in the area around her pointy little monster teeth, because I want them to stay white. And then I'm also going to come down here and I'm just going to carefully fill in her little monster fingers. Leave some areas of the white for extra highlight. You see how easy this is? Just filling in, and then I'll come down here and do the same at her little monster feet using that peach color. Leave some white showing through. Just add. You can darken that peach color. I love these macaron colors, and I think that's why I'm drawn to these little macaron colored monsters. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to darken the area of her face. So see, go lighter, then go darker with watercolor. So I can come in and go a bit darker to fill in around the area of the teeth, to make them pop just a little bit more. And I can darken some of the area just right around. Maybe I'll grab a little bit of this brown. Now, if you are interested in painting along with me, I do have a kit available in my shop with the exact colors that I am using today to paint this. So you would be able to get a pre-printed 5x7. You would get the exact colors that I'm using to paint this Labubu, and that's why I'm asking if you could paint different Labubus, what would be the next one you'd like to see painted? Because I think that we're going to come up with a few sets of the little Lafufus that you can paint and hang for your viewing pleasure. So you'll see I'm just kind of adding a little tiny bit of a darker color around the edge, and I'm just going to let that sort of blend in. Come in and drop some right under the nose. I just want to distinguish that from the pink of the fur. And we're just going to let the watercolor do what it does. I'm going to do the same and add a little bit down here to the fingers, or monster claws. And we'll do, let's make sure I'm still in camera, and add some down here at the feet. These kits would make great gifts for your family members or even the kids on your list. Everybody loves these Labubus. It's like having a portrait that you do of yourself, of your favorite Labubu. So I'm just going to keep working that in, and that's good. So I'm going to let that dry. I'll just check something really quickly here. Again, guys, Would love it if you like this, if you would just like this video, share it out with someone else that might like this sort of thing. And I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button below, because we'll be coming out with all kinds of fun paint-along kits this fall into winter. So he's got some little, or she's got some pink cheeks. So before this is 100% dry, I'm just gonna drop a little bit of a darker bit of that pink out here onto the cheeks, and then just leave it to do what watercolor does. Now I'm not gonna fill in the nose yet because the face is still pretty wet. I think I'll go around and we'll come up here and get these the inside of her little ears. We're just gonna go in lightly with that peach flesh color. Fill that in so that that can dry. Now, do you have a Labubu or do you want a Labubu? If you have one, which one do you have? Or as I said, which one would you like to paint? Tell me your favorite below in the comments. Okay, so I'm gonna come in now and darken up some of the areas of her fur. So I'm going to grab, make sure we're in the screen again. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of this pink. It's a little bit brighter than what we used the first time. So my ratio is it's water, but a little more paint added to the water. So then I'm just gonna come in certain areas down here, and I'm just gonna drop in more of this darker, whoops, that happens sometimes. We can just lift that out with a paper towel. I'm just gonna use this really quickly. I don't have a paper towel handy. I can just pull that right up, it's fine. See, look, mistakes happen to all of us. I'm gonna water that down just a little bit more and pull that around. And just kind of use your brush to pull that around. I wanna darken that circle of the fur. Drop a little bit of that around the ears. We're gonna add shadow with that darker color. So drop some here. We're gonna just go around the outside edge just a little. We'll pull that around. I'm gonna come under the face and just drop a little bit more of that pigmented color. Okay, and where the arms of the monster join, we're gonna drop some more of that. I can come in and wet this a little bit more with water to make it spread a little bit better. Right, so this is just plain water that I'm adding because I want to be able to drop my darker color and just let it spread. Let the water pull it around and spread, okay? But again, if you would like to paint along with me, my kits are linked below. You'll get the exact paint that I use. You'll get a confetti card with paint, enough to do this and probably more paintings. I'll just drop a little bit more in between. See how that's just darkening up those where everything meets. So I'm going to drop some more darker there, more darker pink there, and then while this is still wet, I can still just come in and add a few dots of paint where I would like to make it darker. Right? And we're just going to kind of softly blend some of that out if we don't like the way it's looking. Just come in, don't be afraid. It's just the fur. It's the fur of our monster. So with that darker pink now, I'm gonna go in my inside, see where it's pink, peach, pink again. We wanna make sure that peach is now dry because watercolor will spread to wherever it is wet, and we're going to fill that in. Right, so if that peach was wet, it would just spread. All right. I can leave it very nice and light there, just like watercolor should look. Loving it, loving it, loving it. We can get some extra water on our brush and kind of blend this in more if you like that more blended look. But wherever the paper is wet, that darker color will just explode. Okay, now I'm gonna leave that be. I'm gonna come up now and get her little nose. So I'm gonna fill in her little pink nose. But I am going to leave some of that white showing through of the paper because I want it to have a little bit of a highlight. All right, now that I've done that, I'm gonna come in with a nice dark color. I don't really use black with watercolor, but I use close to that color. So you'll see here, I'm gonna mix up some of this darker color. I'm gonna knock some of the water off. You can dab your paper towel off. You can dab your brush off onto a paper towel. And we're gonna leave a little white spot at the top of each eye. You can see that? Because we want to leave a highlight. Then I'm just gonna work on filling that eye in, that oval for the eye. It doesn't have to be perfect. I actually like the look of leaving some of that white showing because it just gives it dimension. Okay, so I can come in, I can actually just wipe my brush across that dark color and I can tap some more of that dark color down at the bottom and just leave it be because it will spread its way up wherever the paper is wet, right? So that's gonna spread up. You can come all the way around the eye if that's what you'd like to do. Okay, so it's our little Labubu, Lafufu. So I'm gonna switch brushes over to another Fumui brush. This is the long, my brain doesn't want to work with words today. I apologize. This is the long liner brush. It's the short handle long liner brush. It's the smallest one in this pack of 3. Okay, I'll link that below as well. And I like these. They hold a good bit of paint with the water, and I want to just pick up a pretty good bit of that deeper pink, right, on this brush. So you'll see I'm picking it up, putting it in over here, making sure there's some water there. But I want to roll that brush in there and pick up a lot of that color because then I'm going to come in here, and this is optional, but I'm going to come in here and just kind of flick that brush around the edge of my little Labubu. Okay, because I want to mimic the strokes of the hair, and you see how I'm able to get that, and I can come in and do the same right here. Again, you can come in and do this with ink. If you like an ink and wash look, you could use black, but I just want to make it darker pink. So I'm just kind of coming around. I'm gonna try to outline to look sort of like the flicks of hair, which are pre-drawn on your paper for your kit. All right, so I'm gonna come back in, finish that. And see that? I'm just going around. I can do the same around the face. I'm gonna go all the way around. I just want that face to stand out from the fur. We can do the same all the way around. We can just wiggle that brush to mimic the fur. And it's just a little wiggle, lift, wiggle, lift. If you don't feel comfortable with this, you can do this with a marker or an ink pen. Just make sure you let your watercolor dry before you do that. Okay. So I can just add in some hair-like strokes, darken up certain areas. Right, I can work a little bit more even around the face. Right? It's whatever you like. It's your baby, your way. I'm just going to darken up between the ears. I think she's turning out absolutely adorable. Do you like this? Please let me know below. If you know somebody who would be interested in painting or likes this sort of thing, please share the video. And again, make sure that you like and subscribe and check my website, Lolly Doodle Studios, for lots of new kits coming late summer, early fall. Let's get a little bit darker there. And this is nice and dry. So now I'm going to get some of that really darker color, and I'm just going to highlight that little brow that comes in around the eye, and I can highlight or darken that little bit around the eye. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing this with your watercolor brush, you can do this with an ink pen just as well. And you can see watercolor dries a little bit lighter, so you can just come in and add layers to darken your colors. Let me know what you think about this. Make sure you let me know below in the comments what is your favorite Labubu. And check out the playlist as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next week for Watercolor Wednesday.